Welcome back to Fox 11 News in Depth. Word this weekend that the IOC could decide both Los Angeles and Paris deserve the Olympics. In the course of getting to know some of the key players in the LA24 bid, I got a chance to meet a core group of power players, women, including some Olympic medalists who are dazzled by the possibilities, even though their singing of the Olympic theme might not win any medals.
Dun, 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 dun.
You may not recognize the Olympic theme, but maybe you remember Olympian Anita DeFrantz. In 1976, she wanted the gold in rowing, but won the bronze. So when you get the bronze, is that like disappointing, or is it kind of a mixed reaction?
Well, immediately it's very disappointing. Then later you think about, oh, third in the world?
Now, DeFrantz, hockey gold medalist Angela Ruggiero, 9-time Paralympic gold medalist Candace Cable, and other women are proving to be a major force behind the effort to bring the 2024 Games to Los Angeles. And that, they say, is very unusual. Why is that unique?
I just think it's the culture of Los Angeles and California and the United States that women should be in positions of power and influence, and certainly around our office, we're all treated equally.
I think a big piece of our bid is the inclusivity. On all levels, we have youth, we have people with disabilities, we have experience, we have a little bit of everything in both men and women on the bid.
There's been a focal point on participation, which we've seen a dramatic increase, and I think now the tide is turning to say, what else can we focus on? Obviously, leadership roles for women in sport is an important component of that. Resources that are distributed to athletes and their training is a component of that.
Ruggiero says that's not a bid requirement, but the focus on women does distinguish Los Angeles from Paris, unlike other bids in the history of the Olympics. So how do these competitors see the women behind the LA24 bid?
Powerful, inspirational.
I think we're engaged, we're respected, I like that, and we're influential.
And don't forget,
representative. Roughly half the athletes now are women.
For every one of these members of the LA24 committee, bringing back the games to LA would be like taking the gold. And all you have to do is listen to Angela to understand how goosebumpy that might be.
I competed in 2002 in Salt Lake City, so I was fortunate enough to actually look up into the stadium and see American fans and waving red, white, and blue and feeling that enormous amount of pride. And I would love nothing more than for our athletes to have that same opportunity.
And as they take incredible pride in their work on trying to secure a successful bid, if it's not already obvious to you, it's worth noting that these women have incredible respect for one another.
Anita has been a trailblazer in terms of equality, women's rights. She's an International Olympic Committee member, as is Angela. And so I think the manifestation of our bid, the team that's been put together, is really a manifestation of Anita's work.
So as you listen to her say that,
I want to know who Anita is.
modesty, right? Let's get back to our discussion with CEO of the LA24 committee, Gene Sykes. I know a lot of infrastructure has been put in place. I know a lot of fundraising, a big effort over 2 years. Now we had this news that it could go to Paris and LA. But take us down the road 7 years. Take us down the road and tell us, if we're in 2024, what does it look like?
Well, imagine that we've prepared for 7 years, had all sorts of people excited about the Olympic Games here, 43 or more sports that are all going to be here at the same time, 200 countries around the world, and we have 7 years to think about all the technology innovation we put into that in a place that is the most creative place in the world. So imagine the kinds of things, people talk about virtual reality, augmented reality. You can be anywhere. Everybody can experience what it feels like to be on the field. And then expand that, if you will, to everybody who wants to play some sort of a role in these games. It's a very, very exciting thing.
Very different time than 1984 technology and everything else.
Totally different.
Look, I'm going to try one more time to pin you down here. 2024 is what you want. If you don't get it, then will you be happy to take 28?
Well, I must tell you, we're totally focused on 24, not just because it's good for us and we want it. 24 is the right answer for the Olympics. We have the low stress, high innovation, youthful energy answer for the Olympics. That's what the Olympics needs today. So I have no interest in talking about 28. We're focused on 24.
24 it is. Gene Sykes, very much for joining us. Getting the games can mean a big financial windfall for a city like L.A. What's being predicted? What could L.A. gain? We'll look back at 84 and hear from economic forecasters about 2024. Or will it be 28? When we return on Fox 11 News In Depth.